book is called American Wine, and yes, I like wine. I don't claim to be an expert on it, but I enjoy it. I enjoy reading about it, and I enjoy learning about the different wines, not only from the U.S., but around the world. But one of the great phenomena in food and drink in the United States over the last couple of decades has been the growth of wine sales. It has been absolutely enormous. It has opened up wineries in every state in the union now, and particularly California, of course, which continues to grow, not just Napa Valley, but throughout the state. And what this book is really tells you is why and how that happened. And it's a relatively small group of wine growers, makers, distributors who initiated what became this imaginative, explosive wine industry in the United States. And it was Napa Valley where it occurred, and it's the famous names like Modavi that you've heard of who were involved in it. But particularly the great story is what happened in France in the 70s and the tasting test. I referred to it in the text as the drink heard round the world. The tasting involved wines primarily from France and the United States, and for the first time ever, the wines from the United States actually in blind tastings outdid those from France, which was unheard of. The reaction of the French to that is interesting. The reaction of the United States, not just in the industry, but by the consumer, is very interesting. For whatever reason, and it's talked about in the book, the fact that the U.S. wines did so well in that tasting ended up affecting the consumers who went out and bought more wine than they ever had before. So it's an interesting book. It's a story about wine in the United States. You get a lot of names, but mostly it's the great stories as to how it happened. I think you'll enjoy it. The Explosion of American Wine. That's the title of the book, and that's our Hitting the Books.